Hi there, kids. Last story, we learned and read about the blacksmith. We learned about the tools that were tongs, which were an essential tool for him. You might start a fire with a match, but what else do you put in the fireplace to keep the fire burning? Yes, that's right, wood and paper. Just like when the blacksmith had to use fire in order to melt the metal in order to shape it, and it had to be red hot in order to reshape the metal. One way to also make fire burn for a long time is to use coal. When coal is lit, it burns for a very long time. Let's go over our vocabulary words first. Our first word is downcast. Downcast means to be sad. For example, I was feeling downcast because I was moving away from all of my friends. Our other word is merry. Merry means to be happy and jolly. For example, I love the music so much that I sang along in a merry voice. Today's story is a fictional or made up story about a tradesperson who provides coal. Our story today is called The Little Gray Pony. Let's begin. There was once a man who owned a little gray pony. Every morning when the dewdrops, or little drops of water, were still hanging on the pink clover, a type of flower, in the meadows, and the birds were singing their morning song, the man would jump on his pony and ride away, clippity clippity clap. The pony's four small hoofs played the jolliest tune on the smooth pike road. The pony's head was always high in the air, and the pony's two little ears were always pricked up, for he was a merry gray pony and loved to go clippity clippity clap. What do you think merry means? Yes, it means happy and jolly. The man rode to town and to country, to church and to market, uphill and downhill, and one day he heard something fall with a clang on a stone in the road. Looking back, he saw a horseshoe lying there, and when he saw it, he cried out, "What shall I do? What shall I do if my little gray pony has lost a shoe?" Then down he jumped in a great hurry and looked at one of the pony's 4 feet, but nothing was wrong. 4 feet are the horse's front feet. He lifted the other 4 foot, but the shoe was still there. He examined one of the hind feet. What do you suppose hind feet are? That's right there, the back feet. And began to think that he was mistaken. But when he looked at the last foot, he cried again, "What shall I do? What shall I do? My little gray pony has lost a shoe." Why is the man upset that one of the pony's horseshoes has fallen off? What does a horseshoe do? That's right, one shoe of the pony fell off, and with one shoe off, the pony can start to limp and become lame. Then he made haste, or hurried, to go to the blacksmith, and when he saw the smith, he called out to him, "Blacksmith, blacksmith, I've come to you. My little gray pony has lost a shoe." But the blacksmith answered and said, "How can I shoe your pony's feet without some coal, the iron to heat?" The man was downcast when he heard this, but he left his little gray pony in the blacksmith's care while he hurried here and there to buy the coal. Where would you go to buy something? First of all, he went to the store, and when he got there, he said, "Storekeeper, storekeeper, I've come to you. My little gray pony has lost a shoe, and I want some coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe my pony's feet." But the storekeeper answered and said, "Now, I have apples and candy to sell, and more nice things that I can tell, but I've no coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe your pony's feet." Then the man went away sighing and saying, "What shall I do? What shall I do? My little gray pony has lost a shoe." By and by he met a farmer coming to town with a wagon full of good things. And he said, "Farmer, farmer, I've come to you. My little gray pony has lost a shoe, and I want some coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe my pony's feet. Do you think the farmer will have coal?" Hmm. Then the farmer answered the man and said, "I've bushels of corn and hay and wheat, something for you and your pony to eat. But I've no coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe your pony's feet. So the farmer drove away and left the man standing in the road, sighing and saying, "What shall I do? What shall I do? My little gray pony has lost a shoe." In the farmer's wagon, full of good things, he saw corn, which made him think of the mill. So he hastened there and called to the dusty miller, "Miller, miller, I've come to you. My little gray pony has lost a shoe, and I want some coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe my pony's feet." Do you think the miller has coal? What would the miller have? The miller came to the door in surprise, and when he heard what was needed, he said, "I have wheels that go round and round, and stones to turn till the grain is ground. But I've no coal, the iron to heat, that the blacksmith may shoe your pony's feet." Then the man turned away sorrowfully and sat down on a rock near the roadside, sighing and saying, "What shall I do? What shall I do? My little gray pony has lost a shoe." After a while, a very old woman came down the road, driving a flock of geese to market, and when she came near the man, she stopped to ask him his trouble. He told her all about it, and when she had heard it all, she laughed till her geese joined in with a cackle. She's laughing because she knows who has the coal. Do you have any ideas? And she said, "If you would know where the coal is found, you must go to the miner who works in the ground." Then the man sprang to his feet, and thanking the old woman, he ran to the miner. Now the miner had been working and looking for coal many a long day down in the mine, under the ground, where it was so dark that he had to wear a lamp on the front of his cap to light him at his work. He had plenty of black coal ready, and gave great lumps of it to the man, who took them in haste to the blacksmith. The blacksmith lit his great red fire, and hammered out 4 fine new shoes with a cling and a clang, and fastened them on with a rap and a tap. Then away rode the man on his little gray pony, clippity, clippity, clap. The end. Now let's have our discussion about this made-up fictional story. Why does the pony make a clippity, clippity, clap sound when it walks? Where and why did the man go when he noticed his pony was missing a shoe? What do you think might happen to a pony or a horse if it continued to walk without a horseshoe? In your journal, write and draw one part of the story. Have these discussions with your family.